What's going on, Patriots fans? Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. It looks like New England was recently linked to a record-breaking wide receiver ahead of the NFL draft, and believe it or not, it is not exactly Travis Hunter. We're thinking a little bit later than the first round here, but I thought I'd break that down here and really just kind of start to look at this show as what it would look like and what would the Patriots have to do if they decided to take Travis Hunter. Obviously, there's a lot of moves that have to be made if you ended up taking a wide receiver / cornerback with the first pick in the draft. What do all the other rounds look like? Well, we're going to break that down here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. But first things first, subscribe. We have 19,000 total subscribers. We've gained over 8,000 subs in the last couple of months watching Patriots football together. And we are now 832 subscribers away from reaching a huge milestone here on this channel. And that, of course, is 20,000. So go on ahead, help your girl out and hit that sub button for me. I promise you guys are not going to regret it with the content that we do put out almost every single day. So like I said, let's pretend the Patriots took Travis Hunter at that second position. I want to see what that would technically look like for round 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And where would the Patriots really put all of their money on after they get their wide receiver, assuming he plays wide receiver in the NFL. If he does end up playing cornerback, then once again, where are they going to put all of their eggs into what basket, aka what position? Because it's not that simple where it was last year. Need a quarterback. Got a quarterback. We need so many positions that, unfortunately, Travis Hunter, he probably could play them all, but I don't think I'd want him at left tackle. So here is what I am thinking. If they do end up taking Travis Hunter at either wide receiver or cornerback in the first round of the NFL draft, this is what I would assume they would try and go after for the rest of the round. So number one, if you take Hunter with pick number 1 or pick number 2, wide receiver / cornerback, which one he decides to play, we don't know that just yet. Immediately, round 2 would have to be an offensive lineman. It has to, because if you don't pick up Travis Hunter, your pick in the first round better be Kelvin Banks Jr. If it's not, it needs to be Teteroa McMillan, in my opinion. So you get a possible wide receiver in round 1, then you address your offensive line issues, then you go back to receiver and receiver, because I want to get the best of the best when it comes to that position. Because we struck out not once but twice this season with Javon Baker and Jalen Polk so far, I need the Patriots to really step it up and just hit a home run with a possible third or fourth round receiver that can hopefully beef up their offense. And then, of course, on the back half of the draft, you still need an edge or an offensive tackle if you decide to go with an interior offensive lineman. And then round 6, linebacker or cornerback. Honestly, I just also put best available at that point. And this is to show you that the Patriots can still beef up their assets even if they do take Travis Hunter. I'm still on the stance that I think they should trade their second pick and get other assets and other draft picks moving on for the next couple of days. But I do think that if you take Travis Hunter, you can still be a good ball team that did win the draft. It would just have to take a lot of management. And, I don't know if Robert Kraft wants to work that hard. But the good news is there are media outlets out there that are actually doing kind of the work for him in terms of scouting, if you want to. Right now, the Patriots have been linked to a record-breaking wide receiver that I did tease as we hopped on into this show, and that receiver is actually going to be out of Miami. It is going to be Xavier Restrepo. This is a receiver that I really didn't have on my big board, but I also haven't really made my big board just yet. But the Patriots have been linked to Xavier Restrepo. Obviously, he's having a phenomenal year right now with the Miami Hurricanes. And I do think that if you end up getting just an all-around good wide receiver in Travis Hunter, you pair him with a good slot receiver, that could be a dynamic duo that I didn't really see coming. And now Jacob Infante of Pro Football Network, he actually had the idea here in his mock draft to take Restrepo, and he really breaks down why he thinks he'd be a good fit. And honestly, I couldn't put it in better words here, so let's see what he had to say. Hunter would be an upgrade for the Patriots offense if selected, but unless they plan on keeping him on offense full-time, they'd still need to improve their wide receiver room. Xavier Restrepo is a sure-handed, twitchy slot who's quick out of his breaks and can get open against both man and zone. So, if you end up taking your wide receiver in the first round, like I said, you go for an offensive lineman in round 2. Then round 3, you go back to that wide receiver. You get a guy that is doing damage right now in the ACC when it comes to college football. And so if I find a guy like Xavier Restrepo, 5'10", obviously he's not towering like Teteroa McMillan, but we do know that Drake May, he has connected with one receiver right now, and that's been Pop Douglas. And Pop Douglas has the same kind of size, same kind of build. He definitely has that good breakaway, good ability to separate himself from defenders, and he also has that quick explosiveness that I do kind of compare here to a guy like Restrepo. But Infante does have him going in the 3rd round. So Patriots can still beef up their offense, even if that means they do take Travis Hunter. So while I am still on board for trading, it doesn't mean the Patriots have to completely forfeit the draft if they do get the Heisman winner. I mean, my God, we're talking about the best player in the draft right now. But Xavier Restrepo, he's a record-breaking wide receiver this year, 69 receptions, very nice, 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. And then I also put his longest on here because I really do think that if you pair him with a guy like Drake May, who just has a cannon for an arm, but really hasn't had that deep ball go route type of receiver so far this year, then yeah, I do think that that long could really come into play with a guy like Drake May. But he is a record holder for most receptions and receiving yards in the Miami Hurricanes history. In his career, he's had 200 receptions for 2,800 yards and 21 touchdowns. And that long catch of 77 yards, that was actually a career high that he hit this year. So it seems like the guy is currently rocking in his prime. So before I hop in and give you guys a little bit more details as to what it would look like if the New England Patriots decided not to trade their top pick, and AKA would probably go after Travis Hunter, I do want to go ahead and ask you guys here just really quick your opinion on the matter of the subject here, and that is, would you draft Xavier Restrepo? Going ahead, that should have an S after that E. Anyways, leave me alone. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Go on ahead and comment that down below. While you guys are doing that, I am going to go on ahead and break down our sponsor here on today's show, and then we'll break down Travis Hunter on the back half. Our sponsor is Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app in America. I play Prize Picks every single game day, and you guys should be playing Prize Picks as well. Why? Because it is the most fun and the easiest thing you guys are going to be able to do every single day. All you guys have to do is just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 10 million active users. And if you join now, this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account, and you guys can make your holidays bigger and brighter by testing out your skills on Prize Picks. To get started, all you guys have to do is just download the Prize Picks app. Use promo code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you do play your first $5 lineup. Download the Prize Picks app. Use promo code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. I promise you guys will not regret it. Go on ahead and test out your skills right now on Prize Picks, because what time is it? It is time to test out your skills on Prize Picks, baby. Run your game. Are you guys familiar with this book? I love this book as a kid. If you give a mouse a cookie, and then so on and so on and so on, things happen. Well, I decided to bring this back up because A, it's like one of my favorite childhood books, but B, I wanted to do this for Travis Hunter. If you draft Travis Hunter, X has to happen. #1, you will need a solid wide receiver too, because Travis Hunter, he can only be so great as he has help around him. We've seen that with Drake May. Drake May has been phenomenal this year, and I do think that Travis Hunter can be a top wide receiver in college football, but in the NFL, defenders are going to catch on to that pretty quickly. And he needs to have a good number two that if you can't go to Travis Hunter, if he does end up being a wide receiver, I could see either a Pop Douglas or, just like we mentioned earlier, somebody like an Xavier Restrepo, where you're going to have that quick slot. It's just going to be able to get that first down, and you can go deep if you need to with his speed. But the number two, if you draft Travis Hunter, you will need to draft an offensive tackle in the second round. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't even like dropping the number two to try and get our left tackle / right tackle / anybody in the offensive line because it is trash. Trash. You need to upgrade that almost immediately. And then number three, I know we have talked a lot about the fact that he is the most versatile player in college football history. You can almost put it that way. I think in the NFL, he should play one. I know that a lot of you guys have been commenting, Allie, why would you not want Travis Hunter? You can plug him in and play him at the slot and play him at the quarterback and play him wherever. I don't want to hurt him. I want to see what he can do as one specialty. You know, I mean, not everybody can be Shohei Ohtani out here who just pitches, hits, plays outfield, plays second, does whatever. I want to see what Travis Hunter can do if we're going to primarily use him at the cornerback or primarily use him at that wide receiver. Because if you do end up using Travis Hunter at that cornerback position, then that means you are going to need to get a top wide receiver in free agency. I think you should try and go out and get a wide receiver in free agency anyways, but if you're automatically going to put him on cornerback, you can now address the offensive issues. But if you continue to say, well, we have Travis Hunter at cornerback that can play wide receiver, you're just going to linger over the issue that you need a wide receiver one. I don't want you could put Hunter there. No, put him either or. I think that's where he'll play best in the NFL. It's a lot different than college, all right? But that's just my opinion. You guys don't have to agree with it, but that's why we have this channel. That way I talk, you guys talk, and then we do talk about it. So I do have one last question for you guys here before I hop on out, and that is going to be, would you keep Travis Hunter at wide receiver or at cornerback for the New England Patriots if they do end up taking him? Go on ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. As always, go on ahead, hit that sub button for me if you guys haven't already, and help us reach 20,000.